And welcome back, everybody. Thank
Hey.
you for joining us at the DarkHorse Experience. Badoo.
You would do that.
I beat you to it.
I had a
Got
feeling.
mine this week,
I had
damn
a
it.
feeling.
Come on. You think I would turn that down to start the show today?
This video is not powered or sponsored by Body Power. Body Armor.
Armor? Body power.
Fact.
Body Armor, Body Power. This is
all
actually
the same.
strawberry banana. Tastes fantastic.
That's great.
It's a super drink.
So let's jump into this since I cut Christian off. Christian, would you like to talk about something just to
Yeah.
get your little talk time in?
Our potential for our newest careers.
Newest.
What do you want? Go ahead and start it off, Josh.
Oh, I mean, I did. I said what I wanted to say already. I just wanted to welcome everybody to the DarkHorse Experience.
Retarded.
But you love it. So, gentlemen, should we talk about a big topic today? And it would be what Trump just signed a document on it. What is it called, Christian? I know you're super excited about it.
Space Force.
Space Force.
Space Force!
So how excited are you, Christian?
I'm like super excited, man. I basically want to quit the Navy today and hop on that rocket to be a part of Space Force. I think it would pretty.
What do you think that entails? What do you think that's gonna?
I mean, you're talking like something that's gonna. I mean, they've been working in like with NASA and like their space programs for God knows how long. I mean, it's probably the last 30, 40, 50 years or something like that. So, I mean, it's nothing like crazy new. Like I've read a few articles up on it, and more than likely the name actually being started up is to pull a different type of funding. So if a lot of people don't really understand or know, if you're able to switch up names for even like government agencies, groups, whatever kind of associations go, if you swap names out after a couple years, then a new funding kind of gets initiated and start up, and that's half the reason why that happens. So there might be just some more funding that they're trying to create by starting up this name, and then like in 3 years they'll start it up with a different name.
Yeah.
But if Trump is actually being legit about trying to create this whole different military branch, well, then I mean it's going to be a slow process to start off, but it's something that needs to be done. So I mean they're going to start from the top all the way down, all the positions that they got to fill, what they're trying to do, the plans out, and then just kind of start slowly adding in people here and there. So they'll probably go and take prior military, start transition programs if that's a possibility, as well as like, create that, baseline, just like they do with the militaries, what's the prerequisites that you may have to apply. And it might not be as easy as doing like a high school diploma to be able to get in there, unless it's like, janitorial type of work. You know what I mean? A lot of this
then,
might be a smaller based.
It's
a smaller base, like required of associate's or a bachelor's degree
Yeah.
before you even go in there in some kind of engineering field.
because like just to go into space, just to become an astronaut and get into space, you not only have to have a degree, but then you also go through months of training just preparing your body and your mind for the actual launching into space, because it's so crazy.
Right.
Like, because it does
Yeah.
take such a large amount of physical effort and exertion just to get into space
Right.
with the rocket. Like, so I don't think you're going to be able to come out of high school and join the fucking Space Force. But they could change the name eventually to, what was I? The Coalition Under National Travel. That's right.
Yeah.
So everybody
I
could
could see that.
everybody could work for the cunt.
I like it.
I totally like it. And I mean, that's another thing too, is like, the money to be able to be funded, to be able to use this kind of thing, it could end up becoming, and what I would be interested in seeing this happen is, and I feel like it's more of a possibility, is becoming a UN type of military branch. So rather than it just be stuck to just the United States alone, that they're going to go off of everybody that's allies within the UN.
Oh yeah.
Basically become a part of this military branch.
It wouldn't surprise me if they expanded on the International Space Station. That would probably be the easiest thing to do, since it's already there. It's already a part of their interstellar or whatever the fuck they're called. But basically, like the UN's space travel organization or whatever the fuck. So
yeah.
I mean, it would make sense if they went up there, built a big section on it, bring the materials up there, put it together up there, make this massive section. It's almost like a big boarding housing area that's connected to the station that just continues to orbit the Earth, and then boom, now you've got your cunt.
Yeah, but you can also we're building stuff on Mars now, are we not?
No.
No. I thought we were doing the fucking. Oh no, never mind. Wrong.
That's a movie with Matt Damon.
That was awesome. I like that movie.
But I mean, they're still doing ground surveillance. They're testing out 100 different things to see the habitability of actually being on there.
Yeah.
And to create something to have something up on there.
Yeah, but the biggest problem is terraforming Mars means that you have to have the beginning of an atmosphere in order to support oxygen and water development and development of life, in order to basically, and they have to make sure that there's enough sunlight that will continually hit. I don't know exactly how far they've gotten as far as like where the axis is and where daytime, nighttime goes on the planet. But, you have to find the right spot, and you also have to avoid major storms. And plus, they only theorize what's going to happen if they were to terraform and create an atmosphere on Mars, because you don't really know for a fact what's going to happen, because it's never been done before. So you can theorize, you can make calculations, but we don't know what's going to happen if we try and terraform Mars, because it's far away. It's much further away from the sun than the Earth is. So are we creating a habitat that's livable, or are we just going to Mars and it's cold? And you're basically creating another Iceland. Or like another massive Antarctica.
Our Space Force is going to find out for us. That's what's going to happen. They're going to bring our 3D printers over there and just start building forks and knives.
Goddamn stormtroopers and their forks and knives and spoons. Everybody needs a spoon.
And then they're like, you know what? Fuck it. Let's just make a spork.
Yep. Sporks and knives.
Well, and I'll be interested to see in the next, 25 years, like the AIs that are coming out and being able to be like, so completely developed in order for and have such closeness with how we are. Like, I would think that if anybody's going to be there to explore like another habitable planet, it's going to be AIs before us. You know what I mean? Like, why would you go and send humans out there if you can go and send something like a human that doesn't have to have the needs
that could still potentially communicate with us and let us know what's going on. But then again, I mean, you create artificial intelligence, and it is self-aware, and then it spends the couple of months to get over there. Are you risking the AI going insane?
I mean, even if it does, then like, who cares? You know what I mean? I mean, like,
now we have a crazy AI running around on Mars.
Yeah.
How is that not?
I mean, but who gives a shit? Like, go run around. Go run around. Who cares?
And now we start getting shots
Like, you'll
because
go
now
and
they're
explode,
building
and
these
it'll be
massive
gone.
stone buildings, like just crazy, carrying crazy rocks and building stone buildings on Mars. And now we don't have to worry about terraforming it because we just created our own aliens. Good job, America. Thanks, Trump.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Trump.
It's like the
But,
probably
you know,
the single worst president we've ever had, and yet we're gonna blame him on technological advances. That's how fucking smart we are.
Yeah. Right. And I mean, I'll be interested to see how it goes and what this all is about. Like for prime example, I was at a maintenance facility on shore duty, and this maintenance facility was called NISA. That was the acronyms for it, and it was like Naval Shipyard, like Service Association or something like that. And then it got translated to MARMAC, which is like Mid-Atlantic Regional Maintenance Center. And before that, it was CIMA, and it was like, you know, a whole nother maintenance activity.
Right.
And the whole point, it was like within a couple years time frame that all changed out. And the reason behind that is just for funding, you know, like they started lowering out. As soon as they changed out, they boosted the funding, and then it went and revamped the whole thing back in. I mean,
yeah, it's like pharmaceutical
that's
companies.
What it could,
they put out a drug to get money, then it fails, so they pull it. Then they wait, and then they give it a different name. They put it back out to get more funding. Then it fails again because they didn't make any actual changes to it or try and improve it. They just sent out the same crap. Then it comes back, and it's just like this constant revolving door. And they just give it different names, different scientific names, which aren't even really scientific. They just sound kind of scientific. But, yeah, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, so
it's a great way of just recycling crap to get more money.
Yay!
Absolutely. And if you, I mean, you know, and we gotta always remember too, like who we have in office right now. The guy is a business person. Like that's how he thinks. That's how he operates. That's how he's going to. That's what he's going to do. That's what you hired him.
That was their main selling point.
He's going to be a business.
For him being president, was he's not a politician. He's all about business. No. He's very good when it comes to business. He's like the best.
He's the best.
That was their big selling point. So if they're going to get mad over the fact that he's treating this country like a business, oh well. Nothing we can do about it right now.
That's what you hired him for.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean, everybody has their strengths. Everybody has their strengths, and that's what they're going to focus on because that's their comfortability, what they're going to do. Yeah. And that's why I'm honestly like, you know, say what you want about Trump. I am dead surprised that we are not in a fucking war right now, because the one way to make money out of this place is going to be to go to war. Like that's the number one way.
Yeah, but
so Trump I don't know how.
But Congress and the presidency and the government doesn't necessarily make money off of the war. I mean, they do, but nowhere near as much as like companies, corporations, and the Federal Reserve. But I'm not going to get into that.
Yeah, right. I mean, that goes into a whole nother spiel of everything. And I mean, you know, I'm very surprised. I'm very surprised that we're not already in one.
I don't blame you. I mean, that sit down with Kim Jong-un was not impressive, but I wouldn't go so far as to say it was impressive, but it was nice to see him actually doing something that he said he was going to do. Like, he certainly hasn't been the best president that we've ever had. But, on the other hand, he hasn't been the worst. Like,
no, definitely not.
Like, we've had presidencies where they've been stagnant. They haven't done fucking anything. They just sit down and collect a paycheck. We've had presidents that have brought us to war. Through, depending on whatever conspiracy theory you like to believe in. And then, you know, Trump, he says, I'm going to work out relations with North Korea, and then he does it. He said he was going to continue talks with Cuba, which was started by Obama, but he was going to continue talks with Cuba and try and improve relations there. He's been doing that. Obviously, North Korea has been taking precedence because they're an actual nuclear power. But I mean, he's been, when he says he's going to do something, he's been doing it. Now, a lot of the things he says he's going to do, I don't agree with, and then he does it anyway. But whatever. I didn't vote for him. It's not my fault. But
Right.
even then, like, it's, it's almost like we're taking the good and the bad together. And I got in a debate earlier today on Facebook with several people over our next topic that we're going to talk about. But all I was doing is, again, because I am an understanding person, and I believe in order to have good dialogue, you need to be able to talk about both sides. You need to be able to, if you want to make progress in a debate, you have to be able to understand the other side. You can't just close down and lock out and be like, this is my point, and until you agree with me, I'm just going to stand here. Because if both people do that, you don't make progress.
What are you talking about? It's worked for me for 31 years.
Exactly. See where you're at. But so there has to be at least a level of understanding from both sides in order to make progress and to move forward. And that's basically what I was doing online today on Facebook. I wasn't trying to make an argument for what's been going on lately. All I was trying to do was give an understanding of what the other side is saying without using crazy arguments like they've been doing. And I ended up being called a Trump sympathizer, and I was told that this is how Hitler got his power, and it was very crazy. Basically, just instead of trying to understand where my points were coming from, they just tried to attack, and it was crazy. So I had to like de-escalate the situation and try and allow them to understand that I did not vote for Trump. I did not support the things that he was standing for. I didn't vote for Hillary. I didn't support the things she's standing for. I still don't. I don't support what the government's standing for. I don't support the entire legislation of what we have going on right now. And I think outside of a complete reboot, I don't have a whole lot of answers as far as what we should do.
I voted for myself.
Yeah.
So, which is basically the same thing I did. Because I didn't vote for anybody.
I got one vote. For sure.
There you go.
I'm pretty sure Christian voted for me too.
But like, I'm not
for presidency.
Yeah. But like, so really, the point I'm trying to make is that in order to progress, to do something, to get something done, there has to be a level-headedness that's applied to it and an understanding of what that person standing across from you is trying to say. So if you can both come at it calmly and have an actual conversation in an actual debate that's not just throwing around, I can't talk today again, like crazy accusations, and it really, I don't know what it is. Maybe it's because this is my Saturday. That's what it is. It's my weekend. So my mouth is like,
don't care.
Yeah. But I don't know. I mean, that's just where I was at today. So
do we want to continue to talk a little more about Space Force or jump into the next topic?
I think we pretty much.
Well, that's why I was about to go. Yeah, that's why I was about to go and talk to you. Your opinion about Josh was now you wanted to, like, since we're on the subject of Trump.
Well, Trump did something else today too.
His policies of what's going on. Like, what do you feel about the immigration move out and family separation? Like what they've been doing and what they're trying to resolve.
Look, man, if you're gonna break the law, it has consequences, and that those people made those choices to cross borders with or without their kids. And it's no different right now in the United States. If you or I or the other parent to our kid broke the law, do you think your kid gets to come with you to jail? No. So these people bring their kids over thinking, you know what, maybe they'll feel sorry for us and our kids can stay in the country. Right. Sorry. We still have rules about immigration that have been in effect for how long now?
60 years, something like that.
Okay. So why are we getting all soft about it? Because it's no different than it was 60 years ago.
Well,
You just have a
Yeah.
bunch more fucking people doing it.
the biggest reason, from what I've found, is that there is a ton of misinformation going out there.
Well,
So,
sure.
Oh, absolutely.
So
As
That's
always.
today's world.
so you have both sides blaming each other.
Right.
And then there's a lot of stuff going out there, a lot of information that is being put out there that's incorrect. A lot of pictures that are getting put out there saying this is what's going on when it's not what's going on. Pictures of like
Right.
children in cells and children in like fucking orange jumpers and looking like prisoners.
Right.
And those aren't actually true. If you do a little bit of research, you find out that a lot of those pictures are false. The one with the kids in the orange jumpsuits sitting in that thing was from what was it, Russell Simmons? I think it was a Russell Simmons ad from like 2014. So it's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so I don't know. It's hard. And another person made this similar point where it gets really hard to establish a legitimate opinion based solely on facts when you're completely surrounded by this, pardon the Navy term, but this haze gray of misinformation. These
Right.
false pictures that are getting put out as facts, and this false information
Yeah.
that's getting put out as facts, where people are saying children are getting put in cages. And I have yet to
Right.
see anything about any child actually getting put in a cage, but that's an argument that's being made. And I ask
Right.
for information on that. I'm like, what cages? Like, I haven't seen anybody in cages yet. I'm not down there, so I don't know. But I want is like
Right.
evidence. I'm like, where are these cages that you're talking about? Where I don't see, well, they're tearing families apart. Well, what they're doing is, what were they saying? There was another report I heard, and don't quote me on this, or try not to. I don't want to spread more misinformation, but I did
Right.
hear a report from a couple of months ago where a woman was making a report and reported saying that out of the 12,000 kids that came over the border, like 10,000 of them were with people that weren't their parents. They were being trafficked.
Right.
Trafficked.
Yeah.
Trafficked.
Right.
Yeah. So
Traffic.
it's like human trafficking is a very real and very serious thing, and people are forgetting that a lot of times.
Yeah.
I'm trying not to go with these definitive terms when I don't know the facts again.
But
It's
this
like
is an opinion-based show
yeah.
anyway.
But what
We're just
they're
telling what we think.
Sure.
We don't care.
But like again, I wanna try and remain as factual as possible. So
Okay.
from what's being reported is a great way of starting this, that a lot of times these kids are coming over the border with their non-parents because they've already been taken from their parents or from their guardians, and they're being brought over here for trafficking.
Right.
So that's definitely a major issue,
Right,
and
absolutely.
that's what kind of kicked this whole thing off.
And and then again, you want to sit
Right.
there and talk about these people. They're kids and they're innocent and they're this and that. Okay, well, you know what? In the United States, we have those same problems with kids. We have homeless fucking kids. We have kids that don't have any parents, who live on the fucking street, who have nothing. Why don't we focus on them instead of taking all these other people who are just
Yeah.
doing it?
Like Camden, New Jersey. There's like a whole community of homeless children that won't allow adults in their community. So it's just kids. They take care of themselves. When you become an adult, you leave. So it's like it's just this community of homeless kids that take care of each other. You know, they rob places, they rob people, they do what they have to do in order to survive, to get food and to make sure that they have shelter and that
Yeah.
they're safe. It's like, but
Right.
you know, that's a major issue, and I'm sure that's not the only place where that happens, where there are
Right.
homeless children all over this country, and yet the biggest cries are for non-citizens, and it seems like every couple of months our attention is getting diverted away from the country, and it raises an eyebrow, at least for me, because
Well, yeah,
Right.
smoke and mirrors, man. They're gonna show you this, and they're gonna fucking like
Yeah.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum you over here.
yeah, it's the whole sleight of hand trick. Like, oh, what am I doing with my hand? What am I doing? Oh, no, look over here. What happened? Where'd it go, folks? Like, like, so, I mean, oh, son of a. Gotta tighten that up a little bit. But.
So you shouldn't have been fucking around.
All right, see? Sleight of hand.
That's why we can't have nice things.
This is why I'm not a magician. But
I mean, this is just like everyone wants to go ahead and hop on, what this issue is, and they want to freak out. But I mean, it's just another ploy. And it's just another commercial ploy that's being put out by the news, or what we call the news, right? With half-ass facts of what's going on and what the problems are. And then nobody's going to talk about it in like 2 weeks.
Well,
and they're going to go on to the next bullshit thing.
The biggest issue that I've found in my conversations, in my debates, in just talking with people, or not even talking, but reading about it, reading other people's opinions on what's going on, is everybody's got an opinion of what's wrong and what's right. Whether they like what's going on, or whether they just support it, or whether they don't like it, or whether they hate it. I have yet to find anybody that actually has a solution of what to do. And that's my biggest issue, is that you know what's wrong, but you don't know how to fix it. That's like being like, I know there's an issue with my car engine, but I have no clue how to fix it. You have to get somebody to fix it for you. Because you know what you think might be an issue with your engine might be an issue with something else. So I'm under the knowledge of the fact that I don't know how to fix this problem that we have, because clearly ripping children from their families is a terrible idea, and it's really bad optics.
Yes.
No matter what the legal or illegal status of a person is, there should be a better way to do it. I just don't know what that is. So I tried not to have an argument about it with people, because all they want to do is throw out how evil and how bad and how terrible the situation is. But when you ask them how to fix it, they don't know. It's like, so instead
and I think that there's a big miscommunication too, that that people, if you're against illegal immigration, that you're getting together. That's not a case at all.
No, it's there. The problem is there that people are blurring immigrants with illegal immigrants. And the key word is illegal.
Right, yeah.
There is a process in which, and granted, it's not easy. It's not, you can't just go over the border and be like, I want to be a citizen. Like, there is a process you have to take. Just like if I was to move to another country, there is a process that I have to take. I can't just go there and then stay there if I want to. I'd get kicked out.
Right.
Like, I would be an illegal immigrant, and I would get kicked out, and I would either be sent to jail, or they'd send me back here, and then they'd send me to jail.
Right.
Because I broke
Either
the
way
law.
you look at it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They broke the law.
That's how it works. Yeah, that's how it works.
So
what do? We send them the fuck back. All of them. Kids included. That's the solution. That's all we have right now.
I mean, again, that might not necessarily be the solution, but
it is for now. It has to be.
I don't know. Again, when it comes to these types of situations, there are people that know more than me. And so I'm willing to accept that fact and say they need to do something about it, but I'm not going to scream my face red trying to express to the world how terrible of an idea this is, because they're, according to, putting kids in cages. Again, I haven't seen any cages, but if that's what they were doing, then it's a pretty unanimous vote that that's a terrible fucking thing to do.
Right.
But
I think the cages they're talking about, I think the cages they're talking about, it's like these big, I've seen bigger rooms, but it's like a holding cell, if you will, just way bigger. And it doesn't look like a fucking cage. It's like a holding cell.
I did see a picture similar to that, but I didn't get to research it. Well, I shouldn't say didn't get to. I didn't research it that much. I kind of took it with a grain of salt, being like, it could be from something else. It could be legitimate. But I also saw other pictures of these housing tents that have air conditioning units and stuff like that in Texas.
I saw those as well.
It was basically like a big campus with camping grounds with tents, these massive tents that can hold 15 to 20 people or something like that. I mean,
it looked like fucking Woodstock.
Right? It looked
but
like
nicer.
It was like that concert from a couple of years ago when they got stranded on the island. And there was like no tents and stuff. Like they have better stuff going on in Texas than they did on that island. But
Right.
what the fuck's going on with my hair? It's really messing me up right now. Hold
It's falling out.
on. Shut up.
You're going bald.
I'm not. All right, I am. So
Going
what?
bald.
But
It's called the thinning of hair.
no, it was like there was like a couple strands hanging down. It was really messing with my forehead. But yeah, like so, and again, like I didn't like sit there and dive deep into that picture to find out if it was legitimate or not. But who knows? So we have like pictures coming out that we know are false, and then we have other pictures that are like could be real, might not be. I don't know. But again,
Yeah.
like I'm not down there, so I don't know. But
Right.
also, I know that if what they're saying is real and correct, then it's wrong. But if they're blowing it out of proportion and they have these people staying, oh, there he goes. If they have people staying in this tent, in these tents that have air conditioning and they're trying to figure this shit out, then I don't know. Maybe bringing him here, trying to figure out. Really? That was weird. Are you connected to the internet? Yeah, I'm connected to the internet. I'm good.
That's for Christian, isn't it?
I
Connection
guess.
lost.
I don't know, yeah. But like
'Cause we're still going.
mine even showed up saying it was weird, but you're fine here. I don't know. Anyway.
Continue on.
Right. So, again, like.
Can we just put something here to get rid of that so the fans can see something besides like connection lost?
He's above you, by the way.
He's not on mine. He's.
Again, they're not watching yours.
I know, but I don't.
Here, maybe if I do this, here, I'll fix it.
Can we fix it?
Oh, and then he just went away. So, there we go. Now we don't need nothing.
So,
but again,
now
like,
cut that cord. Look, that's all we have to do. We just got to cut cords like that. See, we got rid of Christian.
See?
He was deported.
Yeah.
Deported.
Back to
Bye,
Virginia.
Christian.
Back to
Maybe
Virginia.
you'll come back, and maybe you won't. Go on back there, boy.
Oh, maybe moving to Ohio might be a good thing for him. Maybe he has a better internet.
He'll get way better internet. I'll fully support that decision then.
Right? I'm gonna send him a bonus check just for internet.
Right. So, okay. Well, I mean, what can we do?
Again, I mean, we could discuss it, we could talk about it, we can share our opinions and our feelings about it, but I don't know. And like, if anybody has any varying opinions, you know, if they think we're wrong, if they think we're right, if they agree, disagree, like, let us know. But again, like, we can't
just
have
jot it down right over here.
Like, we can't have a viable conversation with angry people that just want to scream out how much they think it's wrong. That doesn't help. That doesn't move the conversation forward. So if you have a good idea or a better idea of what to do, share it with us. Hell, share it with the government. Like, you know, because clearly,
share it with everyone.
Yeah, clearly they're reaching at straws because they're just trying to figure this out. Now, again, they did sign the decree to stop separating families from the children, but that doesn't include illegal immigrants.
That's correct.
So what that does is for people that are seeking asylum, what they will do is they will house these people with their kids. Oh, he might be coming back.
Oh.
But so anybody seeking asylum, which I guess apparently it's so bad in Mexico that people now need asylum from it. I don't know. Either that or they're just trying to get into this country. Who knows? I don't know their thought process behind it. But
I don't either.
like, if they're seeking asylum and they actually qualify for the asylum, then, you know, register them, get them in the system so that they can get jobs, pay taxes, become citizens. Yay! Everybody's happy. If they don't qualify for asylum or we find out that they're child traffickers, then those people get arrested. And then the question is, what do we do with the kids? Do we just, like, put them on a bus and send them back to fucking Mexico? Because that's pretty fucked up, too. But we can't just we can't just release them onto the streets. And should we put them in like the foster care system? Because that's already wildly overpopulated because people aren't adopting because they want to have their own kids. It's like, so what are we gonna do? Like, if we find out that that the kids that are coming over the border are not with their actual parents but are being trafficked by another person or another organization or whatever, and we arrest those people, what do we do with the kids?
I mean, what can you do with them? You
I don't know. Like again, like I don't have the answer for that, so I don't know.
or, uh,
Because
I don't know.
if they're seeking asylum in like Christian, then my point was like if like because the thing that Trump signed today was so that they don't separate kids from their families, but that only for legally asylum seeking families, where it doesn't actually account for the illegal immigrants that are like that are trafficking children over the states in order for to do whatever with them. Um, Jesus Christ. It's like speaking to a firewall.
It really is.
I make myself laugh. But like I don't know. I don't, because again, like if the world see mine seems to block your network seems to be blocking a connection. Is it me?
I
Is
got
it me?
that too.
Oh, you did? Okay, cool then. It's not just me. So it's got to be him then.
It's his internet infecting ours.
Yeah,
God damn it.
it's trying to give us the internet AIDS. Is what it is.
Oh, fucking internet AIDS. Damn
It's
it,
like
Christian.
I didn't even download LimeWire. I don't know why I have internet AIDS.
I haven't, dude. This is a new computer. There ain't no reason for any of this shit. Christian.
Right? He's the only one using an old computer and a crap internet connection.
Yeah. Winner.
I don't know. So I feel like there would still be outrage if they found out that kids are being trafficked into this country and now. Do they?
What?
I mean, again, like, do we just put them in the foster care system and then wait until they're 18?
And then let them make their own decision. Well,
Like,
you can
well,
stay a
then they're
citizen, or
Yeah, well, then they're 18. It's like now, like, file for citizenship. Well, either that or you've been in the country so long, just make them a goddamn citizen. If they come in and they're 5, 6 years old, by the time they're 18, if they've been in the system for 13 years, they're already a goddamn citizen at this point anyway. Like, screw it. Just make them a citizen, give them a social security card, let them go pay taxes, get a job, and be a human being.
yeah.
Like, but again, our system, at least from what I've been reading, again, zero sources because I'm awesome. That our foster system is already wildly overpopulated.
Absolutely.
You
For
know,
sure.
we have celebrities and people of influence going to different countries and then adopting kids out there and bringing them over here, but they won't adopt, kids in this country because apparently they're not good enough for what? I don't know. But like,
Right.
I don't know.
We can sit here and debate this shit all day long.
Yeah. So again, it comes down to they're not separating families for legal immigrants or immigrants that are looking for asylum from Mexico, but that doesn't include everyone. It's not like everybody's going to be approved for. Jeez, I'm shaking it. My bad. Not everybody's going to be approved for asylum with the United States. So what
Right.
do we do then? Do we just send them home?
I
We
mean,
just send them back because especially if they're child trafficking, we can't just send them back with the child. Be like, oh, we know you tried a couple times, but you didn't make it. But we're going to send you back to Mexico. You be on your way.
I guess the best you could do is say, we'll try to find your family, and if not, then you're kind of stuck here for right now until we figure out what we do with you. I mean, that's
Yeah.
my only idea.
Oh.
They have phones in Mexico. There might be pay phones and still use little pesos to fucking use them, but we could find somebody.
Oh, I've never been to Mexico, so I have no idea.
I really haven't either. I'm just movies.
I'm saying, if people want asylum, if Mexico's so bad, why don't they just move to a better part of Mexico? There are people that go to vacation in Mexico.
Yeah, right.
So obviously there are places that aren't that bad.
Right?
Again, I don't know. I've never been there. I mean, they could go south too. They don't have to come north. They
Right,
can go
they
south,
could-
go into Central
as far as
America,
they want.
and go, bloop, keep going.
They can
Go
go
all
anywhere
the way
they
down
want.
to goddamn Peru.
And I don't think it gets any better if they keep going south.
Probably not, but I don't know. I've never been down there. I've
never been that far.
I've never been to Central America. I've never been to South America, so I have no idea.
I've been to the
been down
equator,
both.
and I'll tell you that.
I
hot.
went to the equator in the middle of the ocean. That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
I've never been to Puerto Rico or the DR or Cuba. Never been any there. Never been in that area. Every time I hit the ocean, it was whoop, right across
I'm
the
glad
floor.
do you want to jump into the next thing since we're still running in circles for this immigration shit?
Sure.
So you want to talk about some more controversial shit and heroin and not having any answers, but we can always just.
Oh no, there is answers. It's just people don't like to hear them.
That's true. Certain answers.
Yeah. There is a clear-cut answer for the opioid crisis. The problem
Yes.
is that pharmaceutical companies and the government make way too much money on opioids to make opioids completely illegal. Not just illegal like for heroin, but completely illegal. Completely ban opioids from this country in its entirety, ban it from pharmaceuticals, then you can't get pain meds from opioids. You have to go with alternative medicines.
And
That's the fucking answer.
But why is nobody besides
Because there's too much money behind it. There's so much money behind opioids that it's ridiculous. And the people that are making money are going to hire as many people as they need to in order to lobby for pharmaceutical companies. So in order to get it banned, we have to have a Congress, we have to have legislation and legislators that are willing to stand up to pharmaceutical companies that are making all this money and say, no, I don't want to take your money. I'm not going to sign your bill, or I'm not going to avoid a bill that is allowing opioids into this country.
Let me hold my breath.
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Say it anyway.
I mean, it could happen, but we have to have somebody with balls. And not just talk about their balls.
Right.
Like, have actual fucking balls to do something like that.
I agree.
And that's why in, what is it, 2024, I'll be announcing my presidency candidacy.
Really?
No, not really.
Are you going to need a vice president, maybe?
Yeah, I'm going to get Christian.
No.
Yeah.
You rely on this thing right here
No,
to be
you're
your
my
vice president?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know what the vice president does?
What?
Exactly. Nothing.
Nothing.
Yeah, he does nothing. We just need him to walk around and like Joe Biden. Oh,
Well, we can hire him.
That's all we need for it.
Fine. You know what?
I
I don't
need
want
you
no
as-
part of it.
No, I need
Nope,
you as my
I'm-
Secretary of State, you dummy.
I'm going to run against you.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
Game on.
At least one of us is going to win, hopefully.
High five.
Yeah. Like, fuck it. You know,
There he goes again.
Oh, yeah. He's a mess. You know, we work hard. We shag after him like every fucking week. Christine, answer your phone. Where are you? We haven't heard from you like 4 days.
I'm sorry, guys. I was asleep. I'm always asleep. I work so hard.
I had duty yesterday. I did like a 19-hour shift.
Oh. I love him to death, but man.
He doesn't have to work as hard as he works. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Because it's not like the harder he works, the more he gets paid. Let's be honest.
No.
But he still needs to make chief. Of course, now he's talking about getting out, so I guess it doesn't matter now.
Well, that's never changed either. He's always he changes his mind like he changes his underwear once a week.
Super gross.
Yuck. Well, I've seen him. He's got like shit streaks in it. He'll just flip them inside out and put them on and wear them the rest of the week.
Front ways, back ways, inside out, backwards and inside out. There you go.
It's
It's at least 4 days.
finds new ways.
And then by the time you get it, if you take a shower with them on, once you're on that 4th day, that gives you 2 extra clean size. You got front and back on that, and then you just flip them inside out. You keep going. You could go months without changing your underwear if you're smart about it.
So you've seen him do it too.
I'm just assuming.
Oh.
Again, I have zero facts on this whole issue.
I just like to make shit up sometimes.
Sometimes we make things up just to make fun of Christian because it's fun.
Just because it's shenanigans. But we were going somewhere with that. Now we're not.
I know we fucked it all up. Oh well.
That's what you get for winging it,
Yep.
ladies.
Yep, that's what we get.
What else you want to talk about, Jeff? We got plenty of time.
Oh, it's actually been
Has it?
Yeah. I mean, I guess we could wrap this episode up. If we want to do another one, we can. We could try
And
and
maybe
figure out this Christian issue.
No, well, that's here again. Let me hold my breath.
Right. Well, so again, like if you have opinions, if you have questions, hey, if you have answers, let us know.
I want to hear them all.
Right.
I want to hear all of them.
Everything.
I like other people's opinions, and
Yep.
until I make my own opinion, and I just shut them all down.
That's the problem. that's the problem I'm talking about.
But that's why you need me, because sometimes I make a lot of sense of it.
Sure.
Sometimes.
You got it, Chief.
That's why you keep me around.
Entertainment purposes only.
You need somebody to just battle against you here and there.
Yeah, even if it's complete crap.
I'm that guy. That's why I'm the shenanigator.
That's right.
Doesn't matter.
That's
I do it just for shits and giggles.
right. Yeah.
And sometimes you get the giggles and shits.
You know, we're gonna keep mentioning it. Somebody's gonna take that gamer tag, and you're gonna be pissed.
You know what? I'll find something better.
You're not the shenanigator. Oh yeah.
I will find a way to make it better.
I'm sure you will. I'm sure I'll end up.
All right, President Trump, he'll make it great.
That's right. Yeah. Good luck with that. All right. Well. So that wraps it up. Don't forget to click that like, click that subscribe, click that bell icon to get notifications on our new videos and when we upload new videos. If I have time tomorrow, I'm gonna try and work on that day video because
Day video.
Still that road to day video. It's been pretty crazy last week and a half. Lots of ups, lots of downs. So just remember, love one another. We are all human beings, and don't forget to expect the unexpected.
Deuces, gooses.
Peace.